Okay folks, this horse is getting sacked out because when I rode him the other day, he kept looking back. And Bob Snyder, a long time ago, told me, Bob incidentally, anybody that knows him knows how his amazing story from childhood up. He said, never trust a horse that's always looking at you or always looking back. And that's what this horse did when I rode him. And I noticed the sagebrush would bother his hind legs, so the genius that trained him never left the arena. I use the word train loosely. So I need to go there. Now he's been rubbed with a flag all over, stood quiet, no problem. Popped the flag, made the noise. All this is one more layer, just like an onion.
You want to talk about Bob at all? I don't think you told his story.
Well, maybe I didn't. Bob was inducted into the Cowboy Hall of Fame in Wyoming a few years ago when he passed away. I got to see him, I think, the day before he died. I stopped by there to see him, and he was in pretty tough shape, and he let go after I left. And he was my go-to guy when I needed to know something about cowboying, because he'd been doing it since he was a kid. I think the way the age worked out, he was between the wars. So when he was a young man, he could go to any ranch and get a job because the men were out of the war. And then, so he started off before a preteen just working on ranches over on the west side of the Big Horns. And 10th Street was kind of his country. Oh, well, up and down that side. So he sure told me a lot of things. But what you're watching is a bad habit of a horse that there's no reason to do this anymore. So I'm setting him up to. Sure, you all played baseball and somebody lined the bats up behind you. Just to cut down the chaos when he's loose. And he's got to get to where he can handle this tarp really well. And that's what I'm doing. Okay, folks, when I got done flogging this horse tied up, I hung those pieces of tarp up and turned him loose because he has a deal of walking the walls. And he walked along this fence right here you're looking at where the tarps are hanging. And I've got poles laying on the ground to make it difficult. What I'm doing is breaking his pattern. He has to come a different direction. And what I found out today was that now the tarp is in front of his eye and he's just fine. See it? So me going behind the eye was so he wouldn't pull back, and now he's choosing to just walk right through the tarp. And you can tell by his demeanor that he isn't really caring for this, because I took away his little neurotic pattern and he's got to change his patterns again. So right there you're seeing why I had him tied up and did the flag, and then now he's loose and with the flags or the tarp. So that's the end result on what I was trying to do. Okay.
Now, if you haltered him up, this is just me asking you a question. If you haltered him up and threw the tarp at him again, would that put the fight response back in him, or would he be able to tolerate that? No,
I think it'd be overdoing it then, because then he's automatically on the muscle. I didn't want it. I want to stay just this side of the resentment thing. What his deal started off was him bracing up against it, and he showed himself after yesterday that he could live through it, and then today he proved to himself, I'm not even near him, and he can walk right by those. So right there shows you that he's not afraid of it. He just doesn't like it. Well, that's too bad.
We feel terrible.
As you know, I won't be rolling my bed out here next to the curls so he can have support.
Maybe you could feed him some treats.
I run out of treats.
Uh-oh, Gabby will send them if you keep saying that.
Yeah, I run out of treats. I need to go to town. So there you go, folks. That's the end of the story of what the deal was about yesterday. Thank you.